Hey YouTube, Mochismo Eugene, another video from Exit Strategy. Taking you guys on the go with me today again. I want to talk about you can never satisfy the narcissist. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because a lot of us empath and chosen ones who have got involved with these people, and we don't have the healing and the emotional spiritual therapy that we need at this point, or at the present moment. We're yearning for that absence of what we thought was real. Even though it was an illusion, it sufficed us at the time, because I believe everyone is in search of happiness if you're healthy minded. The narcissist doesn't know what happiness is. They have moments of happiness, and it's so quick. It's microwave happiness. They're happy when they can get what they want, but then that only lasts for a short, very short, brief period of time. So in not really having that thing anymore, it just sort of like dissipates. One day you wake up and you realize that this was all an illusion. It doesn't stop you from feeling that void. So don't kick yourself because there's a void. You're yearning for that void. That void you associate with that monster called the narcissist. You have to separate those two. Even though there was a physical body in front of you, and I've heard a lot of people say, oh, but you don't know, they were bad in this respect, but they did X, Y, Z, so they wasn't all that bad. Anytime you say that to yourself, you've convinced yourself that there is a reason. If it isn't a whole reason, it can be a half a reason to why you should stay with them or give them another chance. And you got 1,000 reasons why you should never go back. It could be sexual. You could just yearn and miss the intimacy. Let me tell you something about the intimacy with the narcissist and yourself. They are a physical body on the other side of you. You're essentially having sex with yourself as the narcissist does. A narcissist has sex with themselves. They use you as the object, almost like a tool. Yeah, like a tool, not almost like a tool. It's no different than if it's a woman narcissist getting a sex toy from the internet or a sex shop. You're the sex toy that they don't have to hold. You're the sex toy that they don't have to worry about the batteries running out or plugging it in, this type of thing. And if it's a man narcissist, he doesn't have to worry about the sex toy either. He doesn't have to worry about the doll. And I know this sounds very I don't know, awkward, but we're grown-ups here, and I'm trying to have a little bit of tastefulness about this, but it doesn't negate the fact that you need to know what you're missing is you. You're not missing that narcissist. You're not missing anything remotely associated with the narcissist. You are under the impression that that person is the one that brought the rain. They brought the smoke. You were probably the most influential thing in that room. You were the most motivated thing in that room. You were the one that had the energy in that room in a good way. In that moment that you're having sex with a narcissist, they're actually siphoning like fuel from a gas tank or from one container to another. When I was young, we used to pretty much get like an old, or we would cut a garden hose, and we would cut it probably about 3 foot long, and we would put the one end down into the container of fuel, and if we wanted to put it in a lawnmower or whatever we needed to put it in, or even in a gas tank, we would put that thing down in the gas tank, and we could siphoning which essentially we would inhale and pull, inhale a couple of times. Excuse me, there's a truck going by. We would essentially inhale a few times and thereby creating a vacuum, and it would bring that fuel into either the container from the car or whatever source that fuel was coming from. Now, that was in the 70s and the early 80s. I think since that, early 80s or somewhere around the late 80s, they began to put screens in the fuel nozzle, so thereby you couldn't take the fuel out. They did that for a couple of reasons, because there was a lot of fuel theft. Probably Narcissist still in it. But anyway, it was probably non-Narcissist too. It was just easy to access. So, and the second reason was because probably people were getting sick from the fuel. So it was an OSHA thing that they implemented. But back to what I'm talking about, you are the one that brought the bells and the whistles to that bedroom. So don't ever think because you're missing the narcissist, well, not the narcissist per se, but you're missing things that you associate with the narcissist. Don't kick yourself for that, but I'm going to tell you something. You have to separate the two, because that was all a figment of your imagination. You imagined that this person was compatible with you. You imagined that this person had the solace, the peace, the stamina to stick it out with you through thick and thin, the perseverance. They had none of that. They gassed you up to make you believe that they would be there for you through thick and thin, all to find out that it was a joke. So you can never do the right thing for the narcissist. You can never say the right thing. There is no right thing to say or do for the narcissist, because they're like milk. And they say this of us empaths. We're like milk to the narcissist. We only have a short shelf life. And vice versa. The narcissist has a short shelf life because they're in and out of relationships. They burn more bridges than a California wildfire or Canadian wildfire. I'm waiting in the line here at the waste management disposal, so I figured I should do a video. Just kind of having a chat with you guys. Yesterday went very well. I uploaded a short video. I took several short video and long videos of my outing with the children. We had a good time. Never went to a live car race in the oval, but we stayed about 3 hours, got a couple of sweatshirts or hoodies because it began to get cold out. Fall is here, getting cold nights in upstate New York. And we went back and we sat down. So total about 3.5 hours. We got there late too, and we still were able to take advantage of all the loud noise, the dirt. Essentially, people got seats where you could sit in a corner. I don't know, it's called the pit. And I was going to get the concession, me and the kids, and I essentially got hit by gravel or debris from the track. And yeah, who wants to sit in that spot there, man? I mean, well, it's a couple of countries. It's a lot of country bumpkins out there, rednecks and whatnot. To which I'm from Alabama, I fit right in over there. But I wouldn't want to sit in the pit because I just don't want all the shrapnel and dirt and dust getting in my pizza or my nachos. But hey, I had fun. It was great. Had a great birthday. That was the gist of what my birthday was. I worked probably most of the day, to which I'm always busy, always busy. And this is what helps an empath both get in a relationship with these toxic people, and you're out of that relationship fairly quickly, and you normally heal a lot differently and a lot better than a person that is not Let me let the window up. Finish the video up. In my opinion, you heal differently, and you heal, I want to say, in a more fluid way, because the cognitive dissonance is there. That's like automatic. You're gonna start yearning and thinking about things. Reminisce. And that's with anything. You reminisce about an unfortunate situation in life. In many respects, in this case, with a human being that you thought was all human, but they're subhuman. But you healed, pretty consistently in that, because you're busy all the time, and the flow of your life hasn't really changed. You just have that absent of that person. It really just took a whole bunch of your time. So in that sense, you kind of find yourself back to home base a lot sooner. You don't have all the other stuff to deal with, I think, with regards to a lot of people that might not. For example, I own my own business, and I also went back to a 9-to-5, to which I got terminated about a month ago from that. About all of that. I have a video on that. So I always stay busy, so you never really miss a whole bunch of the narcissist when you know that you were always busy, you were always hands-on, you were always active. As opposed to narcissists, they were just dead weight. It's almost like you adopted another kid. And so minus that adopted kid, you find yourself coming back to home base a lot quicker. At least that's how it's working with me. I'm not going to sit here in front and say that the things that they took me through wasn't a big deal, because they were. A lot of time in your life that's been just sapped away and taken, that you can't get back. But you have to be grateful for the fact that you're aware, you're awake, you are informed, you're knowledgeable to things that you didn't know before. So that's about all I want to do about this video. I want to talk about just, don't believe that there's any way that you can fix a problem in a narcissistic relationship, because the only way to fix that problem in that narcissistic relationship is exit it. Exit it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Bless.